desire to impact people's hearts with my music. That is almost symbolic of how I desire music to take over with one person, even if it takes one person, slowly spreading the flame. Battle of the Bands was when we put together the team that we have today, minus Q. EJ was in that band, and it was wonderful. I remember we got together, we rehearsed, we knew it would be good, but it wasn't until we got up on stage, and it was just like, oh my, what did we just do?
I mean, I just remember standing in the front and just feeling this like awe and just feeling this like euphoria of, man, like these people are playing their hearts out. And they were even playing necessarily Christian music, but I could feel, for lack of a better phrase, God's presence even in the music.
I've always loved music. I used to wake up in the morning humming, singing, just instinctively, like literally wake up, brushing my teeth, humming. And that became real. That became something huge for me in college. Didn't know that it would become a career until my senior year. But once I came into college, that's when the ball really started rolling.
My family's African, originally from Ghana. And so I remember when I first moved to Ghana when I was 3, some of the, like, I guess, musical moments that I remember were being at church. It kind of showed me how music brings people together early on, I guess, in my childhood. And so when I moved here to America when I was 6, I just knew that I wanted to do something rhythmic. I wanted to drum. And I was like, you know what? My mom can't afford a drum set right now, so I'm gonna make my own drum set. And so I remember I took some cardboard boxes, I took some pillows, used a binder for like my snare drum, and like some paper for a hi-hat. And I was basically in my room, I'd put on some headphones and play, and that was my drum kit.
My roommate, the keyboardist of the band, Matthew Harris, he started a men's group, and this was our senior year. He started a men's group, and Quentin started going to that. So he actually met Matthew first, and just being the roommate, Quentin would come over every now and then. I'd be like, who's this dude in my house? Like
everybody kind of knows Justice for being quote unquote Mr. Mercer when he was back at Mercer, and so I knew him and stuff like that, but never really connected. And then I saw them actually play at a Battle of the Bands. This is when I wasn't part of the band yet, and I was like, these guys are pretty dope. And from there, it's kind of like, I gotta find a way to get to know them.
And it wasn't until Quentin started coming to me and Matt's church, Kingdom Life. Q was a drummer, but he wouldn't like tell anybody. And so he was working the soundboard of all things. And we didn't have a drummer. Our drummer had graduated, had left like maybe a few months before. So we were drummerless. And Q was back there working the soundboard, hiding for like maybe 2 or 3 weeks. And then somehow Matt found out that he was the drummer. And so then once Q started coming to our worship team rehearsals and all that stuff, he and I kind of bonded.
Yeah. My first time playing with them wasn't really for Three17, it was for church. And so I remember I came in Saturday and I was like super nervous, hands sweating. I was like, this is either gonna go really great or really bad. And so started out playing, and I just remember it was a specific moment that I was like, oh, okay, I can do this, where we had a musical break, and Justice was playing, and he turned around and like shot me this like smirk / like nod of approval, and I was like, oh, we might be in here. I might be actually pretty good.
Luckily, everyone has jobs, and so it's kind of like a bivocational thing where we are doing music and we're doing it for money, but we don't have to worry. We're not starving musicians. And even if we go and we play, a song by CeeLo Green or Bruno Mars, like our main goal is that our music speaks to the soul. Our music is going to speak to the heart, and it's going to have a good message. It doesn't have to say Jesus in it. It doesn't have to be a religious song, but it's going to have feel-goodness in it, or it's going to be real. If it's a sad song, we might sing Adele, But if we sing that, we want it to speak to someone, and that way they know that we can relate to them, because that's what music's supposed to do. But for us, it's always been about sticking to our morals, sticking to our heart, and being led by the Spirit in that. And so we don't just conform to society. And that's been kind of, in reality, it's been a setback both in the church and at everyday venues, and that people desire us to fit their mold, but we don't.
Because I think we also believe that the gospel, like, is for every season of life, like whether you're going through hard times in life or good times, and that God is present, genuinely present in that. I think our music, the purpose is also to be as genuine as possible.
I would say the purpose of it is, in the end, to proclaim the gospel, and that's what 317 actually stands for. We spell it out THREE 1:7, but it comes from Colossians 3:17, which is a scripture that says, in all things that you do, word or deed, so whether it's spoken or in action, do it as representatives of Christ Jesus.